Welcome back to Thistle Farmstead. Today, our project is to assemble this 10 by 10 shed for our donkey Jenny, who's expecting to foal any day now. So stay with us and go through the process. And as always, remember to press that like button. It really helps us out a lot. And subscribe to keep up to date with all of our videos. As you've seen in some of our previous videos, we have two donkeys. One's named Bandit, the male donkey, and one's named Jenny, our female. And Jenny is with foaled, and she's going to be giving birth any day now, we think. It's hard to tell. We don't exactly know when she got pregnant, but she looks like she's getting close. And in preparation for that, we're going to move her from the pasture down in the woods up to closer to the house into the area where our chicken coop is, which is fenced in. And this will do a couple of things. It'll keep her closer to the house so we can keep an eye on her, and we can also tend to her in the fold much easier in a smaller enclosed area than if we have her down in the wooded pasture, which is about 20 acres. So today we're going to put together this shelter, which is a 10 by 10 shelter. It's made for like a lawnmower, or I guess anything you'd want to use with it. But the first step is I'm going to go out to where the coop is. I'm going to clean up an area. I've got to cut back some tree limbs and things, and then we'll take this out and we'll assemble it and have it ready for her. Then we're going to go down to the pasture, see if we can get her and lead her up to the area and put her in that pen. So stay with us. Here's where I'm going to put the shelter. This is our pen for our chicken coop. And as you can see, there's a fence around it. That's probably 50 by 100, I think, is what we made this when we put it up. And I'm going to come back here to the back corner and trim up some of these branches here and put this shed in the back corner so that I can attach it to the fence there so it won't blow off. And then they'll have some space here that we can tend to them when we need to. And they'll be kept company by the chickens. So let's get at it. Okay, that looks pretty good. The chickens are curious. They're gonna go over and check out all the activity, look for some bugs. So I think I'll go now and get a rake and rake up that area, and then I'll bring out the shed and we can start doing the assembly. The sun's starting to come out now. It was overcast this morning, which felt nice, but now the sun's coming out and it's getting hot in Georgia. Well, that was pretty easy. That was probably the easiest part of the job so far. So let me go get the shed and we'll unbox it and start assembling. Here's a little bit closer view of the shed itself. I have it on the buggy, but unfortunately the buggy will not fit through the gate. So I'm going to go get the ATV and I can put it on the back of it. ATV will go through the gate. But what we have here, it's called, it's from Shelter Logic. It's a shed in a box. What do you know? What a groovy name that is. And you can see here it is approximately 8 by 6 by 8 opening in the front, 10 by 10 by 8 high. It says it's steel stabilized, steel construction. That thing's pretty heavy too, so I was able to get it up on the back of the buggy, but I'm not going to attempt to carry it back to the back corner. Thank you, Mr. Rooster. Back to the back corner. So I'm going to go get the ATV. I'm going to dump it off here, go get the ATV, put it on the back of it, and then we'll drive it in there. All right, I've got it sitting off, and this is what you have to deal with when you have chickens. They want to get all up on everything. They're nosy. All right, girl, you need to move because I've got to go. Off. Okay, if you want to go for a ride, we'll do it. Here we go. Let's go get the ATV. Let's go, Charlie. All right. Got chickens. Got Charlie. So let's see what we have in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Those movie fans will know that as Brad Pitt from Seven. Was it Seven? I believe. What's in the box? Let's see what's in the box, Charlie. Like Christmas. So, looks like we have the tarp. Move that out to the side. Put it in the top of the other box so I don't get it dirty. Not quite sure what that little piece is. Looks like a scrap piece that they just use for packing. So it looks like we have some ratchet straps to, I assume that's to hold the cover on. Ooh, lots of nuts and bolts. That's always fun. Some kind of brackets there. Some feet, which I'm not sure. We're going to connect this to the fence. So, but the feet, I guess, will keep it stable. There's some other pieces here. Another box of goodies. Let's see what's in here. Oh, hey, this is an anchor system. That's nice. I didn't expect that. We bought our greenhouse, which is over there. You might have seen it in the background of some of the videos we have. It didn't come with an anchor system. I assembled it, put it on some nice big 6x6 beams to hold it down. First big storm we had, whoosh, it blew off. So I had to go back and reassemble it and anchor it down, actually with some of these. And that's held pretty good. Hasn't went anywhere from that point. Now what I don't see is the assembly instructions. So they expect you just to wing it. Maybe it is in the in between the tarp somewhere. Let me look there. Yes, it was tucked in between the tarp. So stop. Do not return to store. Well, okay, since I didn't get it from the store. I got this from Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description below to it if you're interested in it. Here's the instructions. Again, shed logic, anchoring guide. This is just telling you how to anchor it down. Oh, let's see what kind of tools we're going to need. It says we need some safety glasses, a measuring tape. I don't know what that is. A piece of pipe, a ladder, a adjustable wrench, and a 7/16 socket. We have a parts list, so I'll go through that, and then we'll start assembling it. Okay, let's get at it. What I'm going to do is I've laid this other tarp that I have out here. I'm going to go through the parts list, the inventory, and make sure I have all the parts and pieces I need before I get started. If you watched my IKEA shoe rack assembly video, you'll know that I'm a big proponent of going through the parts list and making sure you have all the parts you need before you get halfway through the assembly process and find out that you don't have a screw or a piece that you need, and then you're stuck. So let's go ahead and do that now. nice thing about this compared to the IKEA assembly is this has numbers for each of the items, and they're stamped on the items themselves. So that's going to make it easier to identify what pieces are what. That was a little bit of a pain in the butt. These screws here, you can see there's 6, 22, and 26, and they're almost the same length. So you could probably see me there having to lay each one side by side to try to determine which was which. That was aggravating. They could have at least packaged those separately or individually. Okay, let's keep going. So that took a little longer than I expected. Even though the parts are marked, they're stamped on with ink, and some of the ink is smeared, and it makes it really hard to read. And a lot of the tubes are very similar in lengths, and they look very similar. So it was a little bit difficult to separate them. But now that we have them separated, it'll be much easier when it calls for a certain part. We can just go and pick it up off this tarp instead of doing what we just now did, was digging through this box. So I got my helpers with me. Dixie and Charlie came out. Dixie is out of her little recovery suit, so she's liking that a lot. And my wife is out here with me. So we're gonna get this thing together. So I'm back out here. As you notice, it's a lot shadier now. We had to stop around noon. It was so hot that it was just terrible. So it's afternoon now, and chickens are out here in the shade enjoying it. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and finish up now. All right, so this part of the instructions make no sense whatsoever. It's saying to simply take off this centerpiece here, take the screws out, take off the centerpiece, put that strap underneath, and then magically it looks like this. Yeah, that is not happening. It looks like they have run the tubing through this end piece here, and you can see here too, it looks like the tubing is run through, or they've, well, it looks like maybe they've lapped it over again. Wow, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Well, let's keep at it and try it. Yeah, look, now they're saying take this back off and wrap it around. These are some pretty bad, and so yeah, they are saying take this totally back apart. Yeah, that's not very good. Also, of course, there has been not a stitch of wind, not a breeze all day long. Now that I'm ready to try to put this tarp on, you see there's a nice breeze blowing that's whipping this thing all over the place. Oh man, it never fails. Well, I can say I was happy with the kit up until this point. But this whole putting this tarp piece on makes no sense at all. You have to take things back apart. Then they're showing just tying it on the bottom. There's no way you can tie that on the bottom. It's just going to slip up those edges. But we'll see what we can do. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I went and got a rubber mallet. I want to see if that'll help get some of these pieces back together. It's hard enough having these pieces laying on the ground and being able to slide the tubes together and get the bolt holes lined up. But now that it's stood up and this piece of tarp is hanging on it and they're telling you to take the bolts back out and pull the tubes back apart, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why they didn't say put this on while it was laying on the ground and then stand it up and put it together. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But we're going to keep at it. Here we go. stuff left over?
I got the metal
I'm trying to get her today.
It's all ready to go.
Probably go off tonight.
Let me get out here. My hot shotgun. Yep.
Well, we can fold this tarp up here. Okay, so after much wrestling with that tarp and a little bit of adult verbiage, it's on there. Let me take you in a little closer so you can see the inside. They weren't real clear on how this stuff was supposed to like loop over and just strap over the edges, but it's got these pieces here that slide in and you hold, push down, and then we've got the anchors in here. And see, this is how it loops around here, which again wasn't real clear, and you had to take things back apart that you'd put together, which was not the friendliest. So it would have been nicer if they had explained that a little more thoroughly, but I guess with pictographs it's hard to explain everything. But there it is. Taking Jenny up to the pen. So we got Jenny up here in the pen. Bandit's not too happy. Chickens don't know what's going on. They'll have to get used to their new cellmates. But she's looking pretty fat. So hopefully we don't have long to wait. Yeah, look at that. She's getting some grass. She'll calm down in a bit. In with her new shed. You can see how big she is. Little round, little square. Hey, she's going to go check it out. Okay, you hear Bandit? See her ears go up? She's listening for him. We left him down in the pasture where the woods are. So they're going to be missing each other for a while. Jenny says thanks for watching, and so do I. We really do appreciate everyone participating in our channel. So remember to like this video if you find it helpful, and subscribe so that when Jenny foals, you'll get a notification of the new video and you can see the new baby donkey.